In a world where love is hard to find, sometimes people hold on too tightly when it finally comes around. But what happens when one heart promises itself to two? Meet Linda, a vibrant, ambitious woman in her early 30s. She's a marketing executive based in Lagos, Nigeria, but her job requires her to travel often. And during one of those business trips to Abuja, she met Henry. Henry was everything her heart wanted: calm, mature, successful. A civil engineer with a warm smile and a gentle spirit. They connected instantly. Long distance didn't feel so hard with daily calls, weekend visits, and heartfelt messages. But then, life took another turn. Back in Lagos, during a charity event organized by her company, Linda met Daniel, a charming entrepreneur with energy that lit up the room. Daniel was spontaneous, romantic, and completely different from Henry, but somehow just as irresistible. One relationship started as comfort, the other felt like passion, and somehow, Linda couldn't let either go. For over a year, Linda balanced both relationships. Weekend trips to Abuja with Henry, weekday dinners in Lagos with Daniel. She convinced herself it was temporary, that eventually she'd have to choose. But life didn't wait. Henry proposed on a quiet Sunday morning in a luxurious room decorated with red rose petals, where they had their first kiss. Linda said yes, tears in her eyes, heart pounding with guilt. 2 weeks later, Daniel proposed during a surprise getaway in Ghana. Candles, violins, and a ring sparkling like a secret. And once again, Linda said yes. Suddenly, she was engaged to two men in two cities. She planned two weddings, one in December, one in April, under the excuse of family preferences. She hired two planners, used different phone numbers, even created a spreadsheet to avoid mix-ups. It was madness, but for a while, it worked. Until it didn't. Daniel noticed she always turned off her phone every Sunday. Henry asked why she never posted him on Instagram. Not even once. Suspicion grew. And fate did what it always does. Daniel had always talked about his older brother, how much he looked up to him, how proud he was of his success as an engineer in Abuja. Linda smiled politely during those stories, not realizing she already knew him, intimately. You see, Daniel had planned something special. He wanted to introduce Linda to the man who meant the most to him, his big brother, the one he always said helped raise him. He never showed her a photo. He wanted the moment to feel real. But it wasn't a reunion. It was a revelation. Henry had seen a photo of Linda weeks earlier, from one of Daniel's Instagram stories. But he assumed he was mistaken, that maybe she just looked like her. Until Daniel sent a voice note. "Bro, I can't wait for you to meet her. Her name's Linda. She's everything." Henry froze, replayed the message, and then replied with a photo of his own. No caption, just Linda, smiling, wearing his ring. Daniel didn't reply right away, but when he did, the message was short. Let's talk, face to face. Linda arrived at her favorite cafe in Victoria Island, expecting to meet Daniel. But there they were, Daniel and Henry, two brothers, side by side, waiting. Her breath caught in her throat. She almost turned back, but Daniel saw her. Henry stood up. So she walked forward, slowly. She was standing, but her legs shook. The ring on her finger burned. No one yelled, no one cursed. They just looked at her, asked her to explain. For the first time, Linda had no story, just truth, raw, ugly, honest. She hadn't known, she hadn't meant to, but she had loved them both, and broken something deeper than love, trust between brothers. The weddings were canceled, the dresses returned, the rings left on the table. Linda lost them both, but more than that, two brothers lost something even harder to regain, each other. Months passed, Linda went to therapy. She asked herself hard questions. Why was she so afraid to choose? Why did being chosen feel like survival? In the stillness, she grew. One quiet day, she saw Daniel again, in a bookstore, alone. He didn't look angry anymore, just distant. He smiled. She smiled back. No words exchanged, no second chances asked for. Some stories don't get neat endings, but sometimes peace is enough.